Good morning, PokeMMO. How are we doing today? Welcome to Stream Recap, I believe 234. My name's Patrouski. What's up? We're mostly gonna be shiny hunting today. I forgot that I owe you guys. I have 5 alpha eggs I didn't hatch. We made them yesterday, but we forgot to hatch them. Like an absolute goof. I don't know, boop. I don't know, dude. It was dumb bums, whatever. We're gonna hatch those today. We're gonna figure that out. We're going to do a lot of time swipe horde shunting over at Delibird and Sandslash, but first things first, I actually want to test something once again for the finale catch event coming up, which is kind of a big deal. I didn't realize, I guess people have been calling it out, that like only 266 people actually qualified for that event, which means there's a 3 out of 266 chance of getting a shiny, winning a free shiny. I think that's kind of crazy. It's actually like more likely than we realize, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna lead with my Breloom. I believe this is my strategy. I even made a little notepad document for it to jot down all the 3 strategies that I have to factor in. I will be hunting over at Squirtle / Abra using net balls, quick balls, and ultra balls. 3 different balls for 3 different situations. However, I want to test this spot with premium lures. I actually don't know if it'll be worth it. I bought some premium lures for fun. So like worst case scenario, I'm just going to be shiny hunting over here while I sort of test this. But I'm going to be popping some premium lures, which give me some crazy stuff. If you don't know what premium lures are in PokeMMO, they're extremely expensive. I think these premium max ones are about 100k a piece, maybe a little bit more. I think I bought them for 105k or whatever a piece. 100k or so a piece. You get 400 steps in the wild. They give you 25% increased encounter rates. The foes are stronger. You encounter more foes at the same time. That means they give you, it's possible to get ×3 single encounters of Squirtle with premium lures. That's what makes them so like powerful, but they're also so expensive. Do not use these. Premium lures are not worth it. They're absolutely not worth it. They end up costing like 400,000 to 600,000 Pokeyen per hour. It's ridiculously expensive. I would only be doing them for like this event as sort of a, only doing this for 1 hour essentially. So I'm going to test a handful of premium lures here. If I'm going to test premium lures, I almost want to go ahead and just pop a shiny charm, which I kind of might do. Yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's get a shiny charm going, and then I'll pop a premium lure and test it here and see. So after we test this, we'll head back over to some time swipe forward spots, or maybe even a single encounter spot if we're on the charm. All right, this is a blind Twitch clip reaction sent to me by Mist. I have no idea what happens in this clip, okay? It is a Spanish streamer, Fopixico, I believe. Fopixico, I like the name. I can't even read the title, so I don't know what happens. So we're just gonna watch this and see what happens. Okay. Gets himself a shiny Abra. He didn't even realize he tried to run from the shiny Abra. Don't click C.
¿Seguro que quieres oír?
No, he's like hovering it, dude.
Un Pokémon puede
Okay.
ser capturado, claro que
Why is he so chill? Did he not understand?
¡Mentira!
What?
¿Habéis visto lo que he hecho, verdad? ¿Alguien lo ha visto?
Was he doing a catch event and he like thought it was like a waste of time? I don't know what he's saying, so I don't. What if he's just a Giga Chad? What if he's saying like, oh yeah, I don't care about shinies, I just want to like get catch event points. And he's like, just Giga Chad. He just like moves on. That's insane. He like, the warning in Spanish doesn't say shiny or variocolor or anything. It just says a Pokemon can be caught. That's a big fucking deal. Wait, so it's like just a translation issue. Wait, that's actually, yeah, the fact that he clicked run, hovered over C, clicked no, and then clicked it again, and then, oh, fuck. That's really sad. That's actually so bad. That's really sad. I mean, I guess, okay, I'm assuming, let's go back to the clip. I'm assuming it should say like shiny Abra in the name of the Pokemon. It says variocolor, yeah, Abra variocolor. Like, but like, so like, to some extent, he should, but that's bad. But that should be translated properly. That's pretty bad. The warning doesn't say anything properly. That's pretty crazy. Damn, that's unfortunate. Rest in peace to my boy. Where's he at? Fopixico. Dude, salutes to you, soldier. Good luck on your next shiny, dude. Best of luck. The fact that that clip is literally at the spot that I'm about to test. Yes, that, like, what are the odds? That's really funny. Anyways, let's go ahead and actually jump into this testing spot. So I want to pop premium lures here and see how it affects my ability to catch the Pokemon here. Obviously, triple battles are slower. So if there's any triple... Let me actually pop my Shiny Charm first. If there's triple Abra encounters, I don't know if this is worth it, is the main thing that I'm considering. If there's triple Abra things, it's not good. Triple Squirtle encounters might actually be fine because I have to false swipe Spore anyway, so it takes 2 turns of setup anyway on the Squirtle. So I'm kind of wondering... I'm wondering if premium lures are worth it. That's like the bit. So I'm gonna sit here and single encounter for a little bit and see what things look like. See how many times 3 Squirtle hordes I get, like swarms or whatever, and then see how many if I get any Abras. So here's an Abra situation. This is totally fine. What I would do here is I would just go ahead and spore the Abra, kill the duck with RTX. This is normal to any other double battle like this. If there's ×3 Abra hordes, I probably won't do this, but if there isn't, premium lures might be worth it for this event, which is kind of crazy because obviously it's going to be a pretty crazy event. So we already know the strat. We know Spore plus Ultra Ball is the catch. I just don't think I don't think I'm even going to catch. Oh, but that's something. This is why we test, boys. This is why we test. They call for help. You almost never have to worry about this mechanic. Okay, I think that alone makes it so premium lures aren't worth it. Okay, noted. So now I'm just gonna sit here and like shiny hunt, or I'm gonna head over to like a different spot or something like that because okay, so that alone, yeah, I totally forgot. There's a mechanic where if you even expert lore, it can happen, I believe. But probably premium lore makes it higher chance, right? It gives you the chance to for them to call for help. That's so I didn't think about that. That's so interesting. Okay, that's what we test, boys. Wow, what a great call from chat. Should I go Altering Cave today? I'm in the mood to do some single encounter hunting. Should I go Altering Cave today? You know what? I can use my trusty website, not my website, but a website called PokeMMO Zone and go see if I should go Altering Cave. You see, there's this amazing, let me show you really quick. We'll do it live. There's this amazing website called PokeMMO Zone where I can head over to the site. I can go to Tools, go to PokeMMO Time, and I can literally see what legendaries are roaming. I can see the current cycle over at Altering Cave, and this is a pretty good cycle. We got Unknown, Mawile, Pooch, Mareep, Teddiursa, Spinda, Zubat. It's not a bad. The next cycle is better with Absol, but and the next cycle also starts in 30 minutes, right? We dodged the Zubat cycle. This is kind of perfect. So yeah, you know what? We will head over to Altering Cave. That's a good call. Good call from chat. We will go Altering Cave here in a split stack for a cool chance at a nostalgia shiny. Nobody likes Zubat, but to be honest, I like the shiny. Zubat has actually aged really well as a shiny because it's kind of had the inverse effect of Tentacool, is I guess the best way to put it. Zubat used to be the most common shiny in the game in PokeMMO back in 2013 when the game was just Kanto, right? There's so many caves, so many Zubat encounters. Like Zubat was the most common shiny. But then when Hoenn released in a lot of other regions, eventually Tentacool kind of overtook that. So nowadays Tentacool is like, it's the same, like Tentacool actually is a good looking shiny. Like the emerald green on Tentacool is like, look, this is actually sick if you really look at it, right? But it's so common that it's not really thought about or given much respect. Zubat used to be so common that it was kind of the same, even though it's kind of a cool shiny. And you can put it into Golbat, you can turn it into Crobat and go the pink. I like the pink, but some people don't or whatever. It's a little like cloudy, if you understand. It's a good shiny, but back in the day it was just so common. Something, you know, commonness and rarity just super affects. There's a reason why we shiny hunt. We shiny hunt in Pokemon because of the 1 out of 30,000 rate. So yeah, totally, exactly, Q8. Same with Rapidash. Rapidash slash Ponyta. Ponyta used to be one of the most desired shinies in PokeMMO, outright, flat out. And now it's like one of the most common, right? Because it's a very like common EV training spot, very common XP training spot for those who don't have all the regions done. It's a good spot, right? And it's still a good shiny, but it's so common now that it's not as respected. It's fallen off. I personally like kind of really don't like shiny Ponyta for personal reasons because they always break my streaks, but You know what I'm saying, right? There's some pretty interesting stuff like that. And rarity and commonality, that's not a word. Like, that factors into how much a shiny is appreciated, even just visually, right? Alrighty, fellas. Another day, another bean discussion. We've pretty much been talking about the logistics of me bathing in beans all day. If you don't know, I jokingly said that if I got 30 HelloFresh subs, I would bathe in beans. And it's looking more and more likely every single day that passes. Merry Christmas to me. So I will up the ante because chat has great ideas. I will up the ante. If I get 35 HelloFresh subs, I will wear this toast outfit while bathing in the beans. Okay? 35 for the outfit. That's what I'll do. 30 for bathing in beans, 35 for the outfit. No matter what, you get a long stream at the end of December. So, there you go. That's my We're really going to break into this new year in a what an interesting way. Hey, I saw your Christmas prep video and was wondering about your thoughts on prepping any steel-type Pokemon, maybe Probopass or Bisharp, to be able to tank a lot and still do a lot of damage. I think Bisharp would be the better out of those two if you want to go that route, preparing for possible Ice-type raids. Isn't Bisharp's special defense kind of low is the only problem? I feel like if you want to prep a Steel-type Pokemon for possible Ice-type raids, you would do a Steel-type that hits very hard and is still decently fast, but then also has high special defense or whatever. The problem is, like, I think raids used to be a much more bulky, long-lasting, like turbo setup, iron defenses, calm minds, whatever. That used to be the strat for raids back on the first beta test, but then like the second beta test showed us, tanking kind of got balanced out. I think now it's like hyper damage and hyper DPS. That's why you're on like Sun Teams is super good now. I think the super setup, the turbo setup strats kind of fell off, unfortunately, and now it's more hyper DPS and just doing as much damage as possible. So I feel like if there are Ice-type raids, Ice-type Pokemon are generally pretty weak. I feel like just setting up Sun and spamming flamethrowers and whatever. This is, once again, this is if we get raids, if we get Christmas raids, if we get, like, this is assuming a lot of things, right? So keep that in mind. But I feel like, I agree. I hope that we do get raids that need tanks. I feel like having a varying thing would be nice. Scizor may be an option. I don't think what else, like what's a steel type with Scizor could be good. Is steel super effective against ice? Is that the meme, or is it just a resist or whatever? What trying to think of what could be decent. Magneton or Magnezone maybe is kind of interesting. Magnezone's pretty interesting. This Pokemon hits extremely hard. It's a little slow. Magnezone's maybe the most interesting to me, or slash up there. Yes, but you don't get stab superpower, right? Or yeah, that's if you're going for like that, at that point you might as well just go like a fighting type, I feel like, and go Primeape or whatever. If that doesn't know type chart, I forget my type chart all the time. I with this many hours, I honestly do, man. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend, 100%. Fighting Steel Fire. I feel like Fire and Fighting are the best just because they're more offensive typing. Steel's more defensive. Offensive types have been rewarded in the past in previous raids, but I don't know. Maybe let's switch it up this year. So we really just don't know, There's someone just asked me what Pokemon are good to breed for profit right now. And I don't really have I haven't been breeding for profits. I don't have a great answer over the past weeks or so. My instincts would say like fire type Pokemon that people are prepping for Christmas raids. So like Ninetales with hidden ability access, etc. Stuff like that. Things that were good and fire type Sun Teams in previous raids. I'm also going to look up December PokeMMO PvP changes. I'm just going to Google that and see what comes up. Look up, 2024. So a good way to know December 2024 movement discussion. A good way to know what Pokemon to breed for profit right now / are in high demand are what Pokemon have changed PvP tiers. And there's only, to be fair, in December it's been pretty chill. There's only one from what it seems. Let me show you. So it's just Clefable. Clefable went from NU up to UU, but I feel like moved down to NU. Oh no, sorry, to NU from UU. So Clefable went down from UU to NU, which probably means a lot of NU players might want Clefable. Clefable is a demon in NU. That Pokemon is like one of those mons that's pretty difficult to balance. It's like too weak in UU, but too good in NU from what I feel. So Clefable might be a good option. So just checking. I always tell people, like, even if you don't play PvP, it is so important to check what's happening in the PvP metagame and like what Pokemon are changing tiers, because if you want to make Pokeyen at all, which everybody kind of needs to make Pokeyen no matter what playstyle you are, right? You got to know what's going on. You got to, so like let's try to look for like I would go to PvP statistics. I would go to NU. If I was trying to breed for profit, this is what I would do, right? I would go check. Look at this, 53% win rate, insane. People are going Life Orb Modest. Wow. Okay, so I would go. Let's do Nature, Modest, and you would do like 31 special attack. See Clefable. Cheapest one's about 6K. You could do an alpha one. What if I do like 20s and all the other stats like this? We go for like 31 speed. So here, boom, this is like a 12K Clefable. Honestly, you could just buy this Clefable, EV train it, XP train it, and then sell it as a comp, right? And that'd probably be like decent profit. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Like, there's stuff like that. Like, just keeping an eye on the game, knowing what's going on in the game, just being on top of things. PokeMMO is an ever-changing game. There's so much happening all the time that affects the market and affects what players want and need. Here, we're talking to catch the stream recap up. We're talking about the implementation of future generations of Pokemon, Gen 6 plus Pokemon, or even just future generations of Pokemon storylines, and why it's very difficult. A lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to actually implement, balance, and restructure everything that has to do with a region into PokeMMO. It's very, very difficult to. You can't just plop and drop. You can't drag and drop, right? They have to go through every single encounter, every single route, every single tile, and rebalance everything. Change the costs of certain items. They have to get rid of any NPC that has possible trades that would disrupt the economy. Traditional Pokemon games, cartridge games, were not balanced around an economy, and they weren't balanced around being in a multiplayer game, and they also weren't balanced around each other, right? That's a massive thing. One of the things the analogy that I use is, for Call of Duty fans, imagine if you took every single gun in every single Call of Duty game and plopped them all into one game. It would be the most unbalanced dog shit mess of a game ever, right? You cannot just drag, because those guns weren't balanced around each other. You can't just drag and drop everything and plop them all in, right? Pokemon, and when you have to deal with like actually balancing a storyline, right? Pokemon are balanced around each other in the terms of PvP, but not in terms of PvM, not in terms of economy. When actually making crazy amounts of Pokeyen matters. If you make a shit ton of Pokeyen in a traditional Pokemon, it doesn't really matter, you just buy potions, right? But if you find a way to break the game and make a ton of Pokeyen in PokeMMO, it can ruin the economy for months. When you get a problem like that, it's a really big deal. A good example is in Gen 5, one of the ways that you would farm Pokeyen in the Generation 5 traditional game was running back and forth on the bridge and collecting little feather drops. I don't know if people did that or no. That's what I used to do, right? You can't have that in PokeMMO because it would break the game. It'd be way too much Pokeyen. You would earn like hundreds of thousands of Pokeyen for like per hour. It's ridiculous, right? You can't do stuff like that, right? You can't just plop everything in. This is a legit good question, and it's always something to consider. Do you think the game needs more money sinks? More money sinks are almost always a positive to most MMOs. However, we seem to be good for the most part on money sinks in PokeMMO. If you don't know what a money sink is, a money sink is when you pay essentially Pokeyen to the game, right? So if I go buy a Skitty and I spend 2,500 Pokeyen to a player, that's not a money sink. That's just money exchanging hands, right? However, the money sink is the listing fee, right? So the player who lists that Skitty, if they list it for 2,500 Pokeyen, 1,000 of it gets sucked up by the listing fee. That's paying it to the game. That is sinking that yen out of the game. You need like enough yen being synced out of the game as much as yen is being brought into the game and spawned into the game via things like gym reruns, trainer reruns, story runs, anything that spawns in yen, right? So you want to have an equivalent amount of currency being sucked in or brought in and sucked out, right? A sink is just like the money going down the drain, not the sink, right? So it's really important in MMOs to balance any economy, because otherwise you end up with inflation, right? That's the whole thing. PokeMMO is a pretty unique MMO where we actually don't really have inflation problems, or haven't for a while, right? In the past we have, but back in like 2015, 2014. But in current day MMO, we don't really have inflation problems. We have If anything, deflation, let me Google the definition. Deflation. We have problems with the cost of goods and services going too low. Deflation is a sustained increase in the general price of level of goods and services. Yes. So deflation, we have a problem with things like too many alphas being brought into the game. Too many alphas being brought into the game and bringing in too many 2x31s, too many good IV Pokemon in the game, and therefore the cost of good IV Pokemon decreasing. It's not the value of your yen decreasing, it's the cost of the good going down because there's just so many of those. There's too much supply of good IV Pokemon and not enough demand. Now, things like raids can increase that demand, which is amazing. So good high-end PVM activities increase the demand for good IV Pokemon. That's always super crucial and super important. But we also just need less supply. So we need updates. We need Pokeyen syncs. I think we're fine from what the devs have told us and from the small data points we'll get in occasionally every few years on the forums. Pokeyen syncs seem to be healthy. It's more about having more item syncs or having more Pokemon syncs. Syncing good IV Pokemon out of the game is the most important thing to any Pokemon MMO to ever exist, right? That's why the breeding system in PokeMMO is so genius. It's why they were the first game to come up with it and why it was such a big deal, right? The breeding system sucking out good IV Pokemon out of the game 2-for-1ing, right? But still giving you a reward that's worth doing it is super, super crucial. Yeah, kind of a little hack, positive little hack about like location shunting. Like, I don't care what shiny I get here. I just wanted to have the Altering Cave catch location. It was nostalgic for me, and that's like the purpose of this hunt. So the positive hack is like this spot, I'm doing a single encounter shunt, but there's no phases. There's no failures. Any shiny at all would be amazing. So I think I'd be really happy with anything. So it's good to put yourself, sometimes if you do shunts over and over and over again, where you have that possibility for that single encounter Ponyta phase, that tentacle phase, it can be infuriating. So it's good to do shunts every now and again that like 100%, no matter what you get as a shiny, you'll be really happy with it, which will be most of your shunts, right? A shiny's a shiny for the most part. Do you guys want to see something tremendously sad? This is the list of points and players who qualified for the upcoming like finale catch event, right? So you needed 800 points to qualify. Paulus won the first week and then also ended up getting rank 1 throughout the entire, which is actually so impressive. But if we scroll down, we can see that 266, because the first row is just like a title or whatever. So 266 players qualified, right? But there were a few players who didn't make it by like 6 points, 10 points. This is like actually so sad. I like these two players, especially like Tuna Core by like 22 points. That's like so brutal to me. And there was 2 people. I don't know if they did this on purpose. 2 people qualified with exactly 800, which is kind of impressive. That's like so funny, but I was pretty interested / impressed looking over that list. The people who just barely didn't make enough qualifier points, didn't show up to enough events, or those who like just barely got in. I thought it was pretty interesting to see those points. Alrighty, fellas, just a quick little 3.5 hour stream today. I don't know what the stream recap is going to look like, because I feel like we mostly talked about beans and just shiny hunted. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I'm gonna go eat a big meal and then go help my mother-in-law. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe on YouTube for PokeMMO videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, just like this one. Discord is linked down below if you're interested in that. You can go above and beyond and support the content via YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal / Venmo donations, and mostly HelloFresh subs is the most easy, generous, amazing way to do it. Plus you get food, so kind of a win-win. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for enjoying PokeMMO. I will see you guys tomorrow with box sorting and Twitch rewards. So I will see you very, very soon. See you tomorrow on Thursday, fellas. Peace, Areno. Hey, what's up? Patrouski here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and if your name is listed here, that means you went above and beyond and supported the channel financially, which allows me to even be here and have the time to do this. So thank you so very much.